And what is art like on Essassani? What kind of mediums of expression are unique or similar to that of Earth? And what are the topics of their art? And do you have a favorite piece?
Again, I am a sculptor, but I utilize a material that you might call a nanotechnological quasi-metallic crystalline substance to create forms that are representative of different ideas within the galaxy, different ideas within the spirit realm. Light is also used many times in various forms to create certain forms and sculptures and experiences and environments that others may participate in, to give them simulations of different realities, different dimensions, or at least aspects of those dimensions that is relevant to what it is they need to experience for their life path. There are forms of growing plants and things like that in our society that are also induced into certain forms telepathically in relationship to an Essassani individual who may then have a rapport or a relationship with a plant, and the plant in response may grow into a certain form that is representative of the relationship between them, or something that may serve the whole of those who may then witness the plant that has grown into that form as a representation of a form of communication, as a representation of an idea.
Okay, thank you. This person is saying that they would love to know more about the little details of your day-to-day experience. Could you share a recent anecdote that reflects a moment from your day? Do you have regular activities or routines similar to our daily rituals, like brushing our teeth, eating meals, or other things we tend to do at specific times?
We do not eat, we do not sleep, so those rituals do not exist in our society at this point in our evolution. A recent anecdote is the idea that there are certain life forms on our planet that you would recognize as animal consciousness, and there are certain life forms on other planets that you would recognize as animal consciousness. And one of the things that I have recently done is introduce one of the animal life forms on my planet to an animal life form on another planet, so that they may commune together and create a larger understanding of the connection between our two worlds from an animal and elemental level.
Is that something that you might do with an animal on Earth also?
Eventually, yes.
The animals you were speaking of, can you tell us anything about how they look or how they function?
I suppose the closest representation would be a combination of a four-legged animal, similar to a medium-sized or large dog, but not looking like a dog, but four-legged, hairless, the head and face being somewhat delta-shaped, flattish, with not exactly what you would recognize as eyes, but protrusions that have sensors within them that see in a multitude of spectral energies. Color usually tends to be pale, whitish gray. Sometimes these animals have certain markings on them, certain spots on them, certain shapes on them that are a different color, perhaps a darker gray, sometimes brownish. And the markings actually represent certain things in their genetic makeup that have to do symbolically with their connection to nature on Essassani. And so therefore those who are proficient in interacting with these animals can learn how to read the marks on their bodies, sort of similar to the idea of what you on your planet would call a Rorschach test. Certain shapes have certain meanings. certain telepathic awakening meanings that allow them to communicate with the animals in a language that is representative of these shapes that appear on their bodies. By introducing these animals to another animal on another planet that has a similar set of markings, a bridge and a connection and a link is made between the animals and the elemental consciousness of our world with the animals and the elemental consciousness of the other world, so that telepathic communication can occur from one planet to another on that level, through the animals, through the elemental beings. So we assist and aid in forming the link and the bridge between these life forms from our world to the other world.
And are there experiences on Earth that can be seeked out or sought out to mimic being in physical proximity to an ET?
Well, I think you know that working with dolphins and whales will do that.
What about things like standing within 20 feet of an active helicopter or within 20 feet of a huge waterfall like Niagara Falls, where the experience of the energy would mimic the energy of an ET from your civilization? What experience on our planet?
We understand that it might be a simplistic analogy of the idea of the energy, and that is fine, but the idea of actual communication must also be involved. And therefore, it is probably a little bit more effective if you are actually in the presence of a sentient being such as a dolphin. Although, if you wish to be in the presence of a dolphin somewhere close to an area where there are also those energetic experiences happening, it can be used to enhance it. But even a recording might do of those sounds.